But obviously the way he said it was quite funny, and he said it like he burnt well or something like that. Are you malicious or a retard? Which is it? It's one of the two.
You know, you're a fucking hypocrite because I make these jokes about all different topics, about all different sensitive things, about all different groups of people, every fucking show.
I will drama farm over the corpses of Palestinian children. I will do that.
You had an in-depth conversation about the politics of Zionism with your therapist? No, I know what you mean. You mean fucking Jew.
And now she's got to concoct this story to cover up for the fact that she's an anti-Semitic freak.
So when you see someone on Twitter, when you see someone in the audience calling me a Zionist, what they're calling me is a fucking Jew.
This to me seems pretty clear that he's saying to these people to get fucked.
Yeah, and if you want to call me a Zionist, just call me the K word to my face. Have some balls. Just call me a Jew, scumbag.
I like Ethan Klein these days. I think Ethan Klein is having a bit of a renaissance for me personally. I think that my concern or issue with him previously was that he would like do the most safe, edgy shit going. Like he'd shit on like Ben Shapiro and Jordan Peterson and stuff like that. Which is, you know, I don't know. It's just like, yeah, okay, great. Ben Shapiro's an idiot. Jordan Peterson cried. Wow. Congratulations. Great fucking memes. But then there was other times where he'd tell edgy jokes and I'd find it funny, but I would think it would be kind of hypocritical because, you know, he'd like take issue with other people that would tell kind of edgy jokes and stuff, to put it very simply, right? So my problem was never the edgy jokes. It was the kind of, I guess, what I thought was a kind of hypocrisy where he would like, you know, get so upset with other people that were clearly telling jokes when he was telling edgy jokes of his own like political stripe. But recently, I don't know. I don't know why. It's just he seems to be willing to kind of put it out there a bit more and kind of go after the golden gooses of the kind of lefties which he's kind of cultivated over the past, you know, however many years. So it's quite good to see him kind of poke a bit of fun at the things that they don't like to be have fun poked at, you know. So yesterday I covered the short segment he did talking about the Aaron Bushnell guy who self-immolated in protest of Palestine, and he was like simultaneously kind of telling some funny jokes about it, but on top of that as well, he was also kind of being critical of the lefties that were like venerating this guy and were, you know, like saying it was good, essentially saying we should honor him, saying it's saying it's an honorable act, right? You know, saying we should honor him, you know, by supporting Free Palestine is one thing, but to say it's like an honorable act and to claim that he did a good thing is obviously stupid. And whilst I don't think that we're going to see a spate of people going and topping themselves and burning themselves to death, I just think it's pretty obvious that it was a stupid thing to do, an unnecessary thing to do. You know, an American citizen in the military torching themselves to death for a cause that has no impact on, when they can enjoy the benefit of democracy and free speech and go and do a whole bunch of behavior and activity to support their cause. And he also pointed out how stupid it was that people were pointing to other people that had done self-immolation protests when they were in the heart of some sort of repressive regime and had literally no other option. And it was the only conceivable way that they could see to bring attention to the cause. Whereas with this, it's like you've burnt yourself to death when you're in the midst of like American democracy. You've got speech, you've got ways and means that you can engage with the political process that just aren't available to other people that have felt that was the only option to bring attention to it. So, you know, I do understand that people were upset with some of the kind of, you know, edgy comments or jokes that he made. But fundamentally, I think his point was correct. And of course, people claimed he was a Zionist. Like all the lefties went ballistic and there were like tweets about it. They're having a go at him, calling him a Zionist and all the other types of kind of comments you can expect when it comes to Ethan Klein and this issue that we've seen before, you know, particularly in the midst of his beef with the Sun, you know. So yeah, that's the long and the short of it, right? He made some edgy comments that people didn't like, but then he went on to make some pretty reasonable comments about the situation, and people were obviously upset because, well, Ethan Klein wasn't agreeing with their particular brand of insane politics. So, yeah. Anyway, it caused some drama. There was like posts on his subreddit about it. People were upset with him. Lots of lefties were posting on Twitter, moaning about it. So during the course of yesterday's stream, he decided to respond to some of these comments. And also, perhaps the most retarded Hassan Orbiter, Frogan, also got roped in as well and looped into this. Because I don't know if you guys probably saw this. But she put out a tweet, which I showed yesterday, which is like, oh, yeah, I had to I'll just show it to you because I can't really remember the exact wording. This was it here. Okay, whoa. Someone replied with an image of the Happy Merchant, which is obviously a meme. It's like, oh yeah, here's an artist's impression of what they look like, according to Frogan or something, right? But I can't show it on stream because it is like, that is like nuclear hate speech shit. I mean, okay, I'm just not going to talk about it anymore because I'll make a joke and it'll get me in trouble. Let's not speak on it further, okay? Okay. Is it? Please don't ask me No, don't! Stop! I will make a joke and I'll get banned. Please. Please, stop. I beg of you. Please. I can't show it. End of discussion. Okay, anyway. If I speak, I'm in big trouble. Okay, here we go. Started therapy 5 years after a bad experience with a Zionist therapist. Saw woman of color therapists, assuming relative empathy. Mentioned Palestine, a new therapist sees it as just another place and not caring or being knowledgeable.
$5 from Fuzzus. Chud, I am literally begging for some new Gypsy React content on the next Slow News Day.
Done. Okay, done. I'll do that. Thank you for the $5. Oh, hi, Nicholas.
$4.99 from Nicholas de Oreo. People keep saying they can't condone Aaron's actions, but it's one less person on my feed demanding my opinion on THR conflict.
Very true, Nicholas. Thank you for the $5. Okay. Mention Palestine, and new therapist sees it as just another place and not caring or being knowledgeable due to discrimination she faces in America. Lamau. I mean, first of all, the second part of this is pretty reasonable. Like, a woman of color, like, may not care too much about Palestine because they've got their own struggles in America. But the first part of this, and the comment I made, is like, how does one identify a Zionist therapist exactly? Anyway, the good news is, because of Ethan's segment, where he has a go at Frogan, we get a response to that, which we'll get to. I will get to that, but we'll get to that in a little bit when she comes up, okay? But we are going to get an answer that explains how she was able to identify this. And, spoiler alert, she's a big fat fucking liar, okay? Anyway, let's see what Ethan's got to say first of all.
Maybe it's been removed.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I guess some people are mad that I said suicide bad. Another.
I mean, listen, in fairness, I think it was probably some of the edgy jokes that you made that initially bothered some people, which is cringe, okay? They're complete hypocrites that wouldn't care if he was having a go at righty doing this. But nonetheless, that was probably the primary thing. But it is true fundamentally, right, that he did make some totally reasonable comments that people reacted badly to. So that's a fair comment.
Hot take from Ethan Klein, the Zionist genocide supporter.
Wait, what?
Take from another hot take from Ethan Klein, the Zionist genocide supporter.
I think it's quite obvious that one of the things that Ethan is bothered by is that he, as someone who's got ties to Israel, I mean, his wife is Israeli and served in the IDF, which is, you know, part of what you have to do there. But I think he's kind of annoyed because he, out of all the commentators that have got these kind of ties, is the most supportive. Oh, he's dual citizenship, is he? Okay. But he is like the absolute most supportive person that I know of, like in a big public setting, that's got those kind of ties, who is so critical of like the Israeli government. They are exceptionally like clearly like bothered and upset by the plight of like the Palestinian people. You know, he signs on to so many of the narratives that the lefties say about the conflict, but that still isn't enough for them. It still isn't enough that he says this, and if he ever expresses an opinion that goes against what they think about it, he becomes this kind of like crazed Zionist, this bloodthirsty Zionist who supports the genocide and so on and so forth, you know? And you can just tell he's bothered by it and he's annoyed by it, and rightly so. You know, this guy has given these people what they want in terms of agreeing with certain narratives, and it's still not enough for them. He still gets called all these crazy things by these freaks.
Thank you.
I thought the call was great.
Yeah, that was what was so interesting is like, let's start it as a goof.
Mm-hmm.
About
I
how
know.
everybody loves this guy.
Totally.
I didn't know anything about all this with like the plagiarism. I never heard anything about that. Nicole Amber was spearheading the movement.
Years ago, apparently. Wow.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I checked out that video that he linked in the article, but I didn't have any familiarity with her. I didn't realize she was infamous on YouTube like that.
Oh yeah, she was getting dogged on
Yeah.
for a long time. Is she still uploading?
Not really. Very sparsely. Whatever that word is. Didn't she have some recent drama too?
Well, the thing is with the Zionism thing is that it does have like a political like definition, right? It is a thing, a concept, an ideology that exists, and it's to do with the belief of, you know, the setting up of a state for, I mean, I'm not educated on this, so you have to bear with me, but it's to do with the setting up of a state for Jewish people in the Middle East or something like that. It's something to do with that, right? But I don't know much about the kind of politics of it to that degree. But then what you find is that you get these people on the internet and they use it as a slur. It is used as a slur. And I know people will think, leftoids will go, how could it be a slur? Well, no, it is a slur. It's something that you're using to kind of slight or insult someone, right? It's not a slur in the same way that like, the N-word is a slur, but you're using it as kind of an indicator to those around you. Well, this is like a bad person for some reason, right? They are a Zionist. You're suggesting that they've got a certain set of beliefs that those around you should also dislike and therefore dislike them for that reason. And then on top of that as well, you know, it often gets invoked against Jewish people who may not even necessarily be full-blown Zionists, but because they're Jewish and they've like, you know, they're making statements about how bad October 7th was or something like that, they get kind of labeled with that term, right? I get called a Zionist. And I'm not a fucking Zionist at all, whatsoever. You know, I've got no Zionist bone in my fucking body. I don't even fucking care about any of that shit. But because I've like made some comments or jokes about it, people just say you're a Zionist. Stupid.
Hold on. Why are people mad at me? I want someone please to explain it. Explain why you're mad at me. Go ahead. I'm dying. Please.
Are people mad?
They're mad about my comments about Aaron Bushnell on the See You Next Tuesday.
Uh-oh.
My point was this. I think you should be careful about how you romanticize suicide because it's going to encourage more people to do it. That was my take. And that apparently enraged people. Unless I'm misunderstanding, tell me why. I'd love to know why. Because I feel like when people are angry at me, they're looking regarding this kind of stuff. They're looking for any reason. And so I feel like if you are actually articulated why you're mad at me, it wouldn't make any sense. So I'm dying. Please write it.
Chat, you can't see it, but behind Chug is large chest containing 500 packs of bagels. But yeah, I mean, you know, what I would say is like he's missing out some of the edgier kind of comments that he made. You know, where what was it he said? He said something like the point he was trying to make is that he is that he was able to withstand. He was kind of respectful of the fact that he was able to do the protest and still stand up. But obviously the way he said it was quite funny, and he said it like he burnt well or something like that. He said like he burnt well. Yeah, he was a champ at burning himself alive, I think was the yeah. Oh, he goes over it. Okay, fair enough. But you know, and I watched a clip of this, and I think he gets into it in a bit more detail. But like, this is what Ethan does. He makes edgy jokes, right? He makes edgy jokes about things. I was always bothered when it was only about like the right. He'd only seem to do it about the right, and I thought that was kind of cringe. But I'm very pleased to see him make jokes about all angles of the political ideology. But these people don't like it now because it's against them. That's the problem that you've got. Is they don't like it because it's against them. Cry me a fucking river. Were you fucking soying out when he was having a go at like the people you agree you should make jokes about? Well, no. But he makes a joke about some nutter burning himself to death and you lose your shit and call him a Zionist.
Because you made fun of him burning. Okay, dummy. I joke about all this shit every fucking day.
Yes.
And now all of a sudden you gotta get all bitched out. Like,
yes.
Give me a break, dude. I wasn't even insulting him.
Yes.
I said it was the joke was that it was distasteful, and I was complimenting his resolve. Frankly, and the joke was that it was a compliment in a really distasteful way. That's my fucking humor. I do it here every day.
Yes.
I mean, it's especially on the members, which is a little more unfiltered.
Ethan gone wild.
Unfiltered by design. It's just kind of like Ethan is there. And
No, but I would say that joke on the podcast.
Sure.
And I joke about.
Well, the thing is like, with social media being what it is, like Ethan, which is referring to Ethan Klein, unless there's some other drama involving someone called Ethan that I wasn't aware of, right? Was trending on Twitter. It had like 20,000 posts or something like that. Like, people have absolutely lost their minds over this. And all the fucking lefties shout the loudest on social media. So you just see all these tweets of people sawing out about it. You know, I clicked on it earlier. I don't want to scroll through it just to be on the safe side. You know. Where's the kind of big tweets about this? Yeah, stuff like this. Hassan Kader, whoever the fuck this retard is. Man has officially lost it. If you go to your therapist over time, learn about them too. You can absolutely hate Zion. Oh, this is a bit later when he talks about the Frogan stuff. You absolutely hate Zionism without having an ounce of hatred towards Jewish people. See, the thing is like, this may be true in principle, but that isn't what I see. This isn't what I see on social media, right? Like, I think that you can have like a criticism of the Israeli state and the actions of the Israeli government and like the stuff that's going on over there and not have a problem with Jewish people. But it's the conflation that you see so regularly from these lefties on social media that makes it so difficult for me to agree with this sentiment when it's like, that's not what we're seeing at the moment, as far as I can tell, right? There is a lot of conflation and a lot of crossover and a lot of people who aren't differentiating out between a Jewish individual and a Zionist. And it's used as a slur, like I say. So, yeah. Anyway, there's loads more tweets about Ethan, but yeah, people have been going absolutely ballistic over this. And obviously, the unfortunate reality is Ethan Klein has, you know, cultivated within his community this to some degree, this kind of woke retard shit. So his subreddit, I think, was having a go at him too. But, you know, it's good to see. Even if we say, oh, well, he's stupid for having done that, sure. But at least he's willing to, like, you know, say his piece about it and kind of go against the sort of perspective of some large parts of his community.
Especially on the members, you just kind of like shoot the shit.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's really annoying that like people just, they stand by like just waiting for any reason to call me. And by the way, call me a Zionist.
Yes.
Make it about how I support genocide, about all this horrible fucking shit to call me racist. Why? Because I made one stupid, insensitive joke that, by the way, they didn't call his character into question. It literally was just like, he was really good. And my point was that, like, his resolve was crazy. And the thing that, you know, really struck me about that video was how he stood there.
That was my first reaction.
And I was like, wow, that I didn't even think that anybody could do that. So, I mean, I don't know how to talk about that, but his resolve was incredible. And what I said was, he's really good at burning alive. And I mean that as the most sincere compliment possible. He really is.
And it's obviously also a really dark, like humoristic way to look.
But then, so how you gonna?
Yes, it's God. One of the most annoying things is that, like, I think it's either malicious or it's like the severe autism that perpetuates the leftoids on the internet. But it's this lack of understanding of like the structure of a joke and what it's supposed to mean. Like, I saw some people take an issue with Ethan and they were saying things like, oh my God, he said that Aaron Bushnell burnt so good. And it's like, are you malicious or a retard? Which is it? It's one of the two. Because the point of the joke is that Ethan is trying to say, you know, I admire the guy's resolve in the face of burning to death. But the way that he said it was clumsy, so it came across as saying, yeah, like, he's making a joke about the fact that he was kind of, you know, able to burn to death very well, which is obviously an absurd thing. So, but then people act like he's just out there going, yeah, he burnt well. Like it's very clear he's got some sort of reverence for the guy, right? But the irreverence contrasts that and makes it funny. But yet some people refuse to kind of engage with this and they just act like he's saying it very plainly and matter-of-factly when he's not. Pure autism, 100% autism.
Take that and call me a racist, a genocidal, a monster. I mean,
but wait. KRS, if you want to make controversial jokes, then expect controversy. Well, yes, that's totally reasonable, and I agree with you. Okay? If you want to say, oh my God, I can't believe Ethan Klein is joking about such a serious matter, that's fine. But don't you see it's the fact that they're calling him a fucking Zionist over that? Don't you understand that it's the fact that they've gone from making a criticism of making an insensitive joke to calling him a Zionist and acting like he's a rabid genocide supporter? That's the issue. I think you can say that it's reasonable for him to generate controversy over this without accepting that it's reasonable to call him a fucking Zionist genocide supporter for making these comments. Particularly when the nature of his comments fundamentally was criticizing the guy for killing himself as a futile act, which is a perfectly reasonable position, which I agree with. You might disagree with that, but you can't say that that necessarily makes someone a Zionist, particularly when Ethan Klein has got all of these comments speaking out against Israel, Netanyahu, speaking for the cause of the Palestinian people.
if you're coming at me with those kinds of takes, you are ensuring peace will never happen. Because you can't even have you can't even have any kind of dialogue where everybody isn't walking totally aligned with you. I never said a single bad thing about that, man.
Yep.
Other than the compliment, not even the compliment, because it's weird to say, but his resolve is nuts. His resolve was really remarkable. That's what I said. And that's what the joke was. If you can't deal with it, then, you know, you're a fucking hypocrite. Because I make these jokes about all different topics, about all different sensitive things, about all different groups of people, every fucking show. And then when it lightly brushes on your shoulder, you freak the fuck out. And you bitch and you cry and you go and you try to find any reason to...
Exactly this. Exactly that. Controversial jokes can be interpreted in different ways. That's the point of them. But if your interpretation is retarded to the point where you're calling someone a fucking Zionist genocide supporter because of the jokes that they're making, then it's within your right to go, you're a fucking autistic freak. Fuck off. Okay? Then it's reasonable to respond by calling their interpretation stupid.
You know what I mean? It lightly brushes on your shoulder.
This is banging.
All different topics.
This is banging.
Then, you know, you're a fucking hypocrite. Because I make these jokes about all different topics, about all different sensitive things, about all different groups of people, every fucking show. And then when it lightly brushes on your shoulder, you freak the fuck out. And you bitch and you cry and you go and you try to find any reason to you know what I mean, to get angry. Give me a fucking break. Look in the mirror, loser. You're the problem.
True.
You are the problem. You are. I can't even have any... Nobody can have any nuanced conversation about this. That's the problem. You know what I mean? So extreme. It really pisses me off.
And it's true as well that, like, yeah, his joke was not even that edgy. I've seen I've seen insane memes about this. Probably the most insane one that I saw, and I can't even show it on stream because it's the guy burning, right? But it was like, I can't unsee this, and it was a still of the guy on fire, and someone had noticed that his face looked like a fucking Wojak, so they'd superimposed a Wojak over his burning face, and it fit perfectly. It was a banger. It was a total banger. And there's loads of like Wojaks that have been made generally about it and stuff. You know, like it's so crazy to me that people demand this reverence for this dude when it's like just like most people, most normies are looking at it going, at the very least, oh, what a tragedy. Or some people are going, what a crazy thing to do. What an utterly insane thing this guy did, and want to make jokes about it and stuff, you know? I don't know where it is. I don't have the link to hand, but it is a banger. But yeah. Anyway, let's keep going because we're gonna get to, I think, to the Frogan stuff soon, which is a good meme.
I never said a damn bad thing about that guy, and that's why I says when you need to explain your reason for calling me a racist, calling me a genocidal, a Zionist, which by the way, Zionist is just another slur for being a Jew. You know how many people now calling fucking every Jew a Zionist? It's like, okay, just call me a Jew and get it fucking over with. Call me the K word. At least I'll know what you mean. It's just the truth. Not.
It's, you know, like, it's difficult to disagree with this when this is happening. Like, I've seen this happening. There was like some synagogue or something, and these pro-Palestine protesters came running in. Like, this is a thing that is happening. You know, you've seen like shops in the West get vandalized over like alleged Israeli links to their Zionist. The J-boys have had enough. True. Because, like, fundamentally, at a fundamental level, it is true that you can separate out Zionist and Jew, and those are two different things. But the more I see of it, the more I see those being conflated, and I don't see, you know, the principle of it. It's about, you know, calling someone a Zionist. I mean, like I say, you get called a Zionist just for, like, making a joke about something. You know, not even any Jewish background necessarily. So I know 100% that there's definitely people out there who are just Jewish, not even necessarily having a strong take on the situation, and they're getting labeled as a Zionist because they're not, you know, and often it's because it's like, you know, they're kind of concerned about the terrorist attack or something like that, or they're not willing to completely agree with the perspective. In Ethan's case, he does agree with what a lot of the lefties say about the situation in Israel-Palestine, you know?
Everybody, not all the time. But a lot of times, let's not fucking pretend that anti-Semitism isn't a fucking massive and...
Please, Chad, you're an intelligent grown man and father. A guy self-immolates over a plausible genocide that is live streamed every day on X, and we're drama farming memeing. Get the fuck out of my community, you despicable little fucking freak, okay? Trying to fucking high ground me like that. Get the fuck out of here. I'm a fucking drama channel. Okay? I'm not here to talk about the plight of the Palestinian people, which I do have some concern about, by the way. It's not like I'm completely fucking, you know, against the idea of that. But you're fucking sat here trying to high road me, using my fucking kids, you disgusting little freak. Get the fuck out of here, you total retard. You got no place in my community whatsoever. Yes, I'm drama farming. I will drama farm over the corpses of Palestinian children. I will do that. Yes, I will, okay? I don't fucking care. I will do that. I'll continue to do it. And I'll make a shitload of money doing it too. Fuck you.
Inferno of acceptable behavior right now. On the left and the right, Nazis and leftists are dabbing the fuck up, saying fuck Zionists, you know? And, you know, again, it's driving me insane. I gotta fucking talk about it. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like there's just not a tidal wave of anti-Semitism gobbling up the entire discourse.
This is true as well, is you see that there are a lot of the narratives that you see perpetuate. Like sometimes you look at a tweet and it's talking about some Zionist shit.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I
make the bits
off depressed people?
Based.
And you're like, What political angle is this coming from? I literally don't know what political angle this is coming from. It could be coming from the far right or the far left. You know, it's like you can't tell the difference sometimes between these takes.
Fucking disgusting, man. And I'm doing as an Israeli dual citizen, as someone who's deeply invested in the state of Israel, who's probably more sympathetic to the Israeli perspective than most people would be. I've tried so hard to pull myself to some kind of central ground where we can have a real conversation about this stuff.
Okay,
I'm
that's wonderful.
pulled
But how do I
myself
make
all the way
money off
to,
depressed
you
people?
know, outright saying,
£5 from Jimsy. Lamau, you
Yeah,
will
where's
pick a
that
side,
meme?
infidel.
I got suspended from Twitter for amending this when it happened. You will pick a side in a conflict. Where is it? Yes, this one. This is absolutely banging. You will pick a side in a conflict thousands of miles away that has nothing to do with you. It is literally this. This is every single fucking leftoid on social media at the moment. I edited this to say when it happened, and it said you will redact yourself over a conflict, and I got suspended for 12 months, 12 hours.
Based_eosinophil gifted a tier 1 sub to Hexathian.
I got
They have
suspended.
given 31
Thank
gift
you for the
subs in
sub.
channel.
I got suspended for 12 hours on Twitter over that. I think I got mass reported by a bunch of freaks because I put some other tweets out about the Aaron Bushnell thing, and they just reported it. And then I got suspended for 12 hours for posting that. Like, I think that probably some algorithm based shit or some fucking Indian worker probably looked at it and couldn't understand the context of what it was and was like, "Oh, we got to ban this guy. He's trying to tell people to redact themselves." No, I'm not actually telling people to redact themselves. I'm telling, it's a fucking satirical meme. But anyway, this is a good indication of what you're dealing with on social media. Thank you for the super chat.
$4.99 from Bear Claws.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money?
And this is the other thing as well.
$5 from
right?
B3 Way in 3. There
Thank
are
you for the
plenty of
$5.
times where Ethan is wrong.
to Chud Nation.
This has never been it.
Very true. Fishing bot, thank you for the sub. So, this is the other problem you've got as well, right? It's not even enough
that's wonderful.
that you don't say
But
anything.
How do I make money off depressed people?
Thank you for the bits. You can't even not say anything about the situation because there's influencers like KSI that have come forward and said like, "Oh, I don't really want to weigh in on this because I don't know much about it." And then people will get mad at them, normally pro-Palestine people, but they'll get mad at them because it's like, "Come on, this is easy. You should have a take on this." Right? And I'm thinking, no, if an influencer doesn't know about it, then they shouldn't weigh in on it. That's the best possible situation that we can deal with, is don't weigh in on it if you don't know or don't understand.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how
Squid
do
for
I
hire,
make
thank you for the
money
$2.
off depressed people?
But then, here's the thing. They're not being honest when they say, you should speak on this.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money?
What they really mean
off
is,
depressed people?
speak on this and agree with me. Because if an influencer comes out and says anything that isn't a complete 100% pro-Palestine position,
wonderful. But
they
how
will
do I
get
make money
absolutely
off
hauled
depressed
over the
people?
coals for that. Right? You must be 100% pro-Palestine
Okay, that's
with
wonderful.
no
But
disagreement
how do I make
whatsoever.
money off depressed people?
So they're lying to you when they're
Okay,
saying,
that's
"Oh,
wonderful.
speak on
But how
this."
do I
They're
make
saying,
money
"Speak on
off
this and agree with
depressed
me." Okay, I don't know what's going on here.
Okay.
But we're going to have to mute alerts for a sec. Thank you very much. Keep it coming, though. Exactly. It's like they don't really care. They only care on you speaking if you're willing to agree with them. That's it. That's it. But beyond that, they want you to shut the hell... Well, it's like... It's just a lie. They're lying to you. They don't just want you to speak on it and give your opinion. They just want you to say free Palestine. And that's it. That's it. Toe the line. You must... It's like you must speak on this and you must toe the line. It's like a demand. And if you don't agree, the consequences are that they're just going to try and fucking destroy you in some way or another and come after you and shit on you, you know? So anyway, these people are they're liars. They're total liars. They don't just want you to weigh in. They want you to weigh in and agree with them.
That it's apartheid, that it's genocide, that the Israeli government is committing. And so, but you still want to call me a racist and a genocide and a Zionist. Why would you call me a Zionist if it wasn't just, oh, you're a fucking Jew? When I have said all the things that you want to hear from me, I want to meet you right in the fucking middle, and you still spit in my face.
Okay, I'm muted alerts now. Listen, thank you for the bits. I do appreciate it, but please don't clog up notifications, because otherwise I can't speak. And this is exactly 100%
Okay,
correct.
that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
You must agree or rest in peace, exactly. Ethan's just correct here. Like, his take on Israel-Palestine is perfectly connected and plugged into what Lefty said about it. But because he expressed issues with the way that October 7th was reacted to, you know, because he had his take about Aaron Bushnell, it's not enough for these freaks. And so he's labeled as this Zionist genocide supporter.
So give me a fucking break. Who's the problem? Scumbag. Scumbag. And you know what? I don't want to call out this because I'm going to say this because it pissed me the fuck off. And being an anti-Semite openly and proudly is now likes on Twitter. Frogan, she tweeted out, she goes, I have a problem with my Zionist therapist. Just call him a fucking Jew.
Yo!
I'm sorry. But that you can't talk like that about any other fucking minority. I had a problem with my Zionist therapist. What'd you talk? Your Zionist therapist? Did you get those level of details from them? You had an in-depth conversation about the politics of Zionism with your therapist? No, I know what you mean. You mean fucking Jew. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and let my fucking people, you know, be openly bigoted and racist.
I think Frogan is anti-Semitic. You know, I was a bit I'm always cautious about substantive final labels with people, but yeah, she's anti-Semitic. Okay, anyone that says you think, I'm gonna ban you. You guys are so fucking annoying when you say shit like that. Bans, you're getting banned. Don't stop, or you're gonna get fucking banned. It's like I don't like calling people racist, bigots, etc. Okay. I always am cautious with labels because I hate the label game. But in this particular instance, I think she's really shown, you know, she's really kind of lifted up the fucking shawl on this one, I would say. Because she's lied. She's a total fucking liar about this. And the way that it's kind of played out in terms of her tweets, it's like a mask off moment. It's like a mask off moment. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. The hijab, it's a hijab off moment, certainly. And let me just show you what I mean by that. Unfortunately, Frogan has got me blocked. So Frogan has got me blocked, so I cannot, in this regard, unfortunately, show you on my normal account. So we've got to go in. We've got to slip in on the alternate account. Anyway, this is the tweet that Ethan is referring to. So, started therapy 5 years after a bad experience with a Zionist therapist. Sought women of color therapist, we've read this earlier, therapist. So this part is not really that relevant, but this part is relevant. So started therapy 5 years after a bad experience with a Zionist therapist. Okay? So as I said, how exactly do you determine who is a Zionist therapist, as I tweeted out? Can't show the tweet because there's a racist meme in the reply, unfortunately. But anyway, obviously Ethan then spoke about it on his stream. And then Frogan said the following. When I say my therapist was a Zionist, when I went to her back in 2019, I mean she literally brought up that I was Lebanese unprompted and confronted me on it, saying she was Israeli. She asked if I had a problem with that, if I felt like Israel had the right to exist, started asking more and more if I was frustrated with Islam, and I've considered taking off my hijab. What? This sounds like total bullshit. Well, look at a tweet that apparently proves this story, right? But the idea that a therapist is going to start going into like heavy politics and challenging you and talking about it like this, when there's not even their job. The job of a therapist is to just, I mean, I don't know much about therapy, but I would presume that their role is to just make sure that you're comfortable with the care that they're giving you and there's not going to be any issues because of, something like that, right? Like, you'll see in the tweet where the sort of lies start to come in, okay? So anyway, so she claims that she asked if I had a problem with that. If I felt like Israel had a right to exist, started asking more and more if I was frustrated with Islam and if considered taking my jab. I asked her if she was all right with me being Lebanese, and she got really aggressive, accusing me of flipping it on her and refused to answer. So when I say Zionist, I don't mean she was Jewish. I mean she was a racist Israeli who could not help herself but to confront me about my ethnicity and what was supposed to be a therapy session. And then, here's me talking about it the day it happened briefly 4.5 years ago. But you'll notice here, the story is notably light on these details. And at the time, it was a very different situation that she's describing here. Okay? So, originally, she said, I mean, this is where I think Logan is just a complete retard. Frogan is a complete retard. Because they don't seem to grasp that this story does not back up what they're saying at all, right? I just went to therapy for the first time, and after talking about my dad, after Frogan talking about my dad fleeing the Israel-Lebanon war, she was like, I'm Israeli, do you have any issues with me being a therapist? Bro, I was so taken aback. So all of these details that she's claiming happened, right? So up to this point, well, she says Lebanese unprompted, but in the original tweet, she claims that she mentioned first that what the situation was. So it wasn't unprompted. And says that confronted me on it, saying she was Israeli. And then all this other stuff apparently happened, which isn't in the original tweet. Whereas the original story, what it suggests is that the therapist was actually doing the right thing in recognizing that Frogan clearly has got some like personal background with something, and they were just making sure that they would be comfortable with them being Israeli because of the obvious high emotions that may have come up, if that was to be found out later down the line. Yeah, it's like the therapist is trying to be considerate in saying, just so you know, I am Israeli. If that's a problem for you, we can, whatever. But now she's adding all of these extra details, like this person apparently was challenging her on a bunch of different stuff, which she doesn't say in the original tweet. But yeah, she's trying to use this to back up the claims that she's making now, even though in the original tweet there was none of that. And it just sounds like the therapist was going, hey, I'm Israeli, just so you know. If you're not comfortable with that, that's fine. My mum told me I should switch because that wasn't professional. What are your thoughts on this? Because I'm genuinely so conflicted right now. The therapist did the right thing. Upon recognizing that there was a potential conflict of interest in their care for you, based on what you'd said, they made that clear so you could decide what you wanted to do. This therapist was doing the right thing, and now it's been twisted into this insane narrative that apparently we're supposed to believe that this therapist not only asked if there was a problem with that from a concerned care perspective, but also was asking whether Israel had the right to exist, started asking if they were frustrated with Islam, and about taking off the hijab. Like, if this is true, this is like completely unprofessional, insane behavior from the therapist. And I cannot imagine that they wouldn't be written up by whatever authority deals with that for doing this, because it's completely inappropriate, unacceptable behavior. But my belief is that it's just made up. I think she's just bullshitting. I think that, she's been caught out on a fucking anti-Semitic bent, talking about a Zionist therapist because they happen to be Israeli. And now she's got to concoct this story to cover up for the fact that she's an anti-Semitic freak. The original story contains none of this detail. Why would you not include that in the original story? Why would you not lay all that out? Like, that's insane. Why would you just say originally, oh, they just asked if it was okay that they were Israeli, but now you've got all this other detail that's even worse? It makes literally no sense. Yeah, weird how you left out all the actual bad details in that tweet. Exactly. So she's a retard a liar, and an anti-Semite, as far as I'm concerned, right? I don't care what fucking bullshit reason people have to justify this. There's absolutely no way you're going to convince me that with her, in my opinion, telling lies about what happened after the fact, that she's not just an anti-Semite and just Israel equals Zionist, hence the call out kind of tweet she made the other day. Insane. Utterly insane.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
Frogan can't process someone being considerate to her because she's never dealt with kindness, considering she's annoying, stupid, and fat.
Thank you, Styler, for the 333. Whilst I disavow the sentiment at the end there, I do appreciate your words. Thank you. So anyway, yeah, to me, it seems pretty obvious anti-Semitism to me. And yeah, she's also retarded because she thinks that that tweet backs up a story when anyone with 2 brain cells to rub together can see very clearly that it doesn't. And key details have been left out originally, which now she claims happened. It's so ridiculous. She's just a liar. She's a Jew-hating liar. Okay, then Frogan goes on to say, liberals want to project their internalized anti-Semitism towards Jewish people onto me. What? So now Ethan's got internalized anti-Semitism. When I have more than 2 brain cells to know that being Jewish doesn't mean you're a Zionist. Well, tell that to yourself. Tell that to yourself seeing a therapist a few years ago, you stupid bitch. Oh, there's one more thing as well, actually, I need to show you. In the midst of all this, there's also this as well. Exciting news. Twitch has chosen me to be featured as a legendary woman on the front page. Together for Legendary Women, front page carousel, not just for March, but for the entire year. Together for Legendary Women. Oh, no. Dude, Twitch is so fucking insane sometimes. I don't really, I'm never going to fucking do or say, I don't care that much. I'm not going to pester Twitch. Well, yes, I disavow it, of course. I don't, the idea you badger people or something is stupid, but there are a lot of people in the replies that are trying to point out to Twitch that this person's insane. Oh dear. Uh-oh. Twitch are getting kind of told what's what in the replies. Don't do it on my account. I disavow. I'm not into that shit, as you know, but it's just funny to me. Okay. Oh, anyway, so yeah, that was the Frogan aspect of this. Frogan got absolutely eviscerated by Ethan Klein there, I think. As much as the retards on Twitter want to try and cope about it, I mean, yeah, it seems pretty obvious to me what's going on there. Anyway, let's go back to this.
Fuck that shit. Nobody would expect that from any other minority. Nobody. It's disgusting. It is. And I'm here. I'm with you. I'm on your side all the fucking way. I'm on your side as much as I possibly can be. And instead of, holding hands and having a real conversation, you spit in my fucking face and you call me a Zionist.
Ooh.
Fuck that shit. Fuck that. People get angry about what I said. That pisses me off. It's fucking absurd.
Think about poor Shetty. We've been making so much fun of the guy. Until now, we didn't even have a reason to. Like, now at least there's a reason. But the poor guy, there's been a war.
Excuse me.
There's been a war for no reason with the guy.
Nobody's defending Jay.
We're calling his eye collar fake.
Yeah.
Okay, that's wonderful.
And that's okay.
No, but I make fun of all different
people.
Hey!
Frogan is fat, ugly, annoying, lying, hijab wearing, a Muslim and an associate of denims all else. Stylo is right. She's a retarded broad.
Thank you, Doobie, for the 420.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money?
I should have just screenshotted this. I mean, the moment's passed now.
$4.99 from Stafrex. Even monsters can be legendary. Sorry on behalf of your Think crowd. 3.
No, that's fine. I just listen. I get irrationally annoyed about stupid stuff. Okay? It's all good. Anyway. Yeah. This was. I mean, dude, it's just That's it. That's the long and the short of it, isn't it? And it's like, how exactly does one identify as a Zionist therapist? Well, I think now we know, don't we? I think now we know how Frogan went about identifying a Zionist therapist. So, yeah, there we go.
Different groups of people. And the thing is, again, if you look at my joke wasn't like, oh, look at this idiot. What a fucking idiot dying for a...
Can I show these replies? Okay, these are quite funny, actually. He was wearing one of those... Okay, I can't read some of these. Anyway, this is Alan R. Met the new stand-in therapist for my weekly therapy session yesterday. My regular therapist was involved in a car accident where she tragically killed a Mexican family of 5. Anyway, this new one had a very strange appearance. Here's a sketch I made during the session. And it's the Happy Merchant. Also, there's a kind of offshoot of this as well, where it's like you get these tweets and people are talking about their therapy sessions, right? And they're going in wearing like a Free Palestine t-shirt, and the therapist will like identify, correctly that like maybe they're using this in some sort of fashion in regards to the mental health. And the therapist will say, tell me about this t-shirt. Tell me about the Palestine. Does that give you, does that feel like you've got power and so on, right? And it's like the therapists are clearly identifying that they've got like some struggle that they're trying to engage with using this conflict as like a kind of some sort of avatar for something within their own mental health. And they identify that. And these people are getting upset with that. These people are getting upset with the fact that therapists are doing their job and trying to help them identify the ways in which that they're using external stimuli in the nature of their own mental health journey. And that's what therapists should do, 100%. But they act badly because the therapist isn't like, they're self-immolating, shouting Free Palestine when they walk into the office, which is obviously not what a therapist is supposed to do, as far as I understand, But yeah, anyway.
Dumb cause. That wasn't what I said at all.
I don't think people were upset with the joke. I think it was that what I saw some people saying is that you were looking at it from like an all lives matter type view.
What did I say that was all lives matter?
By ignoring what his cause was rather than...
I can't believe therapists would try to walk. Is that a Jewish joke? I need to be careful with those. But yeah, I'm sure there's probably an element of that too. I'm certain that, therapists are probably aware of like extremist ideology and thought processes. So maybe they're trying to probe a bit to make sure they're not going to... Maybe particularly now, maybe some of these therapists are thinking, hopefully this person's expressed suicidal ideation to me. I probably need to be careful that they don't torch themselves to death outside of a fucking Israeli embassy.
What I saw some people saying is that you were looking at it from like an all lives matter type view.
What did I say that was all lives matter?
By ignoring what his cause was rather than...
How did I ignore his cause?
What?
Well, I'm just giving you what they were saying.
Well, I just want to know because people keep trying to say this shit.
Because you're talking about suicide.
Yeah.
And
I said suicide isn't good and people shouldn't glamorize it.
Yeah, and they were upset that you were...
And by the way, let me clarify. If it seems like I'm angry at AB, I'm not. I'm fired up.
Yeah.
I love AB. Yes. And I appreciate that because I'm desperate to understand the perspective. So I appreciate that you're conveying it to me. So go ahead, please.
Yeah, no, that's it. Just that you were focusing on the suicide aspect rather than the genocide.
Well, yeah, the reason for that being is that was the part that, again, I've gone out and I've said that everything y'all want to hear about there being a genocide and apartheid and the fucking warmongering Israeli government and all that fucking shit, okay? What I'm seeing on social media is not people saying it's not about genocide or whatever. What I'm seeing is tons of people glamorizing, romanticizing a man taking his own life. And I thought that was that's a dangerous thing to skirt down. That's all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Didn't say a bad thing about the guy.
It just feels wrong to like Ethan said, to glamorize something like that, because that's just a dangerous idea.
That's my point. And I feel like that's that's at least, even if you disagree, a good place to have a conversation.
And it's not really about what he was protesting at all.
Again, I complimented his resolve as a person. You know what I mean?
Oh, hey, Charm, how's it going? Zionists are so shook that Americans are laughing at this. Hope you're well, mate.
But that's my problem, is that people they're watching with...
This is boring. Go and watch something else then. In fact, I'll tell you what, I'll give you a hand. How about that? I'll time you out for an entire day. Then you don't even have to worry about what I'm fucking looking at on my channel. You can go and find something else to enjoy. Good luck.
The expectation, they're looking for any little nugget to get indignant over and to call me a Zionist.
Mm-hmm.
If you call me a Zionist, you're anti-Semite. You know why? Because I'm not a fucking Zionist, and I've made that exactly, profoundly, deeply clear. So when you see someone on Twitter, when you see someone in the audience calling me a Zionist, what they're calling me is a fucking Jew.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, if Ethan Klein is saying, yes, I agree with your perspectives on this conflict, lefties. Yes, I think what's happening is really bad. Netanyahu is monstrous, so on and so on and so on. And by the way, I'm not a Zionist.
Okay,
I don't
that's
agree with the
wonderful.
Zionists.
But how do I make
right?
money off depressed people?
$5.
Thank you for the $5.
Oh, Chud is fair. Frogan is fat.
What other conclusion are you supposed to reach other than, well, if you're going to call him a Zionist, you're doing it because he's Jewish. You're doing it because he's got some connection to Israel, despite the fact that he's in opposition and in agreement to that, an agreement with a lot of what you're saying. You're still choosing to call him as a Zionist. What other conclusion am I supposed to reach other than you're doing that because you're anti-Semitic? I mean, what? Like, it's just so crazy to me that people are just saying this. They're not really thinking it through, especially with Ethan stating so clearly what he thinks about this, and you're still going to call him a Zionist. That's crazy. This is why I say I really do not agree with this mentality of, oh, you can separate out Zionists from Jewish people in the current climate, because that just isn't happening. That isn't happening at all. If it was happening, I'd be on board with that. And I'd be like, yeah, this person is clearly just criticizing the Israeli government and criticizing what's going on. But you've got someone here who is doing all of that and you're still calling them a fucking Zionist. It's insane.
Because that's the only goddamn thing that means at that point.
Right. And I feel like anyone who's a fan of you should know, like, how you talk. Like, they should, like, I don't know how it's not clear that that's not what you were saying. That should, from the joke aspect too, that you're just making a joke. But
I mean, that video is shocking and mind blowing, and
yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it brings a reaction out of you, and so it's not that weird to comment about the video.
I see people saying this too. No one is glamorizing it. Dude, I don't know what world you're living in. If you don't see that, I don't know what to say. Like, people are literally glamorizing it. I've seen images of him on fire being like, free Palestine. And
yes,
they're turning him into a cultural, they're trying to turn him into a cultural icon.
Yes,
and
they
whether
are.
you agree with that or not.
They're trying to turn him into like Martin Luther King for Palestine or some shit, right? Which is funny because Martin Luther King wanted non-violence and would never, maybe he thought about it at some point, but like he didn't fucking even self-immolate, and he didn't promote self-immolation and stuff like that, right? Like he promoted like whatever he promoted, and he was at the sharp end of bigotry and oppression in America, genuinely, But yeah, I mean, I just, obviously I agree with Ethan. Like, it is insane what I've seen about it. The images, the memes, him standing there saluting, and the police officers pointing the gun at him. It's nuts what's going on. And the thing is as well, it's not as if it's just like the extreme far Marxist-Leninist kind of, tanky left or whatever. Like, even people like Vosh called this guy a martyr. It's even the more moderate, like, far lefties, if you can call them that are also jumping on board with this analysis too. It's completely crazy. Just how extreme the fucking retard left are going on this one. Vaush. Yeah, exactly. It feels kind of nice to mention Vaush without mentioning you know what. We don't need to get into that because we've covered that extensively. But yeah, even Vosh is kind of getting on board with that. I don't know what Hassan's exact take on this is, but I do know that Hassan did a stream about it and spoke, and I can only imagine he was pushing similar lines of argument and narrative about this. But yeah, a lot of kind of lefty commentators have just got this insane perspective that is, you know, just so far removed from like what any reasonable, normal person would think about this.
Not, you know, and not to comment on his.
By the way, actually, speaking of Osh, I was scrolling through Twitter earlier, right? And honestly, Twitter is like just so horrendously unusable sometimes. I was scrolling and I thought I saw about 3 different posts of gore. Now, I don't mind gore stuff, you know. I've looked at a bunch of it when I was younger. I'm kind of desensitized to it. But, you know, you don't really want to be looking at gore when you're eating your breakfast, scrolling through fucking Twitter. You're like, you just don't want to look at that. I just don't want to look at that stuff. If I want to look at that, I'll go to a 4chan rec thread or some other website. I don't want to be scrolling Twitter and see that shit, right? There was one image, and it was like some dude that got crushed by a tank in Gaza or something, and it was completely graphic, and it was like, what, bro? Dude, what the fuck? Anyway, I saw one video which is kind of a similar vein, and it was what can only be described as milking a horse. A male horse. Basically, this woman had like what I can only describe as a fleshlight for a horse. I was obviously trying to get like, you know what out of the horse, presumably for breeding purposes, right? And my first thought was, I should quote tweet this and like at Vosh or something and be like, oh, Vosh, you need to check this out. But I didn't, only because I didn't want to subject everyone that follows me to seeing that video because it was kind of gross, you know? I'm stuck in Vosh's algo. But yeah, it is like a normal kind of process, you know, it sounds really weird, but in breeding of horses, they'll get like a stallion and they'll like milk them with this device and collect the results and use that to inseminate other horses. It's kind of a bit weird sounding, but that's just how they do it, right? But yeah, that could be maybe if the streaming doesn't work out, Vosh has got a career path lined up. You know, he could monitor the women that are doing that. He could kind of observe them and make sure they're doing it correctly or something. Anyway, to be honest with you, the woman was too old for his tastes, I'd imagine. Anyway, come on, let's get back to this.
Cause, which is, I said again, is just, and I understand, and his resolve is incredible, but I do think that, you know, trying to ignore the fact that the man killed himself and that there's probably not some mental health issues at play here is remarkably, what's the word? It's like reactionary. It's what it is, which is why it remarks me as so fucking odd that this is coming from the left. They're exhibiting really reactionary traits when they're saying like it's not suicide. Because here, this is the way I explained it, and I think this is good.
You are literally the left now are one step removed from justification of suicide bombing, which sounds crazy, okay? But it's not. And I'll tell you why. Imagine if that guy, Aaron Bushnell, had some sort of explosive on him that was triggered by the fire, okay? And a couple of those people that were there got killed.
Okay, that's wonderful.
What do you think the lefties would be saying about it?
Money off depressed people.
$4.99 from CamDog301. Aaron gave up on Palestinians. Quite literally checked out instead of doing anything else. Isn't
true? Very true. Thank you for the super chat. You know, I can assure you that you wouldn't see much difference. Maybe at the kind of fringe towards the, you know, more towards the center, people might be like, oh no, that's not right. But a lot of these people that are calling him a martyr would still be calling him a martyr and have exactly the same take. If anything, for some of them, it would probably be better if that happened and they probably celebrate it more. Because who cares about a couple of redacteds getting taken out, you know? Yeah, they just characterize the people there as Zionists and say, well, welcome to war or something, I don't know. How isn't he a martyr? Okay, Charmhole, I know you're pretty mentally ill. Okay, I can't say more, but you all know what I'm getting at there. Let's continue.
When you watch the video, he's pulling the gasoline on himself, and he's a fucking icon. Okay, good. You can believe that. I'm just trying to have a conversation about it. If somebody came and stopped him, there was guards and like, excuse me, what are you doing, sir? Right before he, lit himself on fire.
Oh my God, what is this? I miss this. Dude. That is a banger. This is underrated. I don't know, it's probably buried in the replies in my tweet. That sucks. I need to find it and retweet it, because that's great. Oh, speaking of that, dude. I don't mean, look, it's very nice to get a bit of money from Twitter, but like the amount of money you make is fucking trivial. It's so stupid. I remember when Elon Musk first monetized it and people were like, yeah, I just got paid $1 bajillion for post on Twitter. You're like, oh, okay, interesting. I had 15 million impressions and I got $1 bajillion. And then you get to it and you're like, $15. Okay. I mean, I'm not going to complain too much because that's money for old rope as far as I'm concerned. But yeah, I feel like you're kind of stiffing me a bit there. Not going to lie. Anyway.
If someone was able to tackle him and prevent him from lighting himself on fire before
hardest job in the world.
And, get him some mental health evaluation and get him some help and stuff. Clearly, he's in a vulnerable point in his life. Can at least say that. Now, in 10 years from now, do you think he's going to look back and say, I wish I burned alive? Or do you think he'll say,
yes,
I'm
exactly.
so grateful that I was stopped from doing that? Because, and by the way, this man has friends, he has family, he has people that are going to be deeply affected by his suicide. And
let's all bring up the fact of the most important facts. When is the Aaron Bushnell merch dropping? I heard it's gonna be fire.
Thank you, an Austrian painter. You're a very generous benefactor to my stream. I will note that you've not commented on any of the kind of Zionist conversation, which is fine. I'd rather, if you don't want to comment, that's fine. But you're still putting out fire memes, which I appreciate. Thank you very much for the 333, an Austrian painter. Appreciate that.
Again, there's this magical thinking that it's not a suicide. That's just so weird. It's not a suicide until it...
Yeah, Ethan's correct here. Like, you're delusional if you don't think that if this guy had not done this, and 10 years down the line he looked back at it, he'd go, oh, I wish I had done that, actually. 100% he'd be thinking, oh, I'm glad I didn't do that because I've lived 10 years and I've had a very good life off the back of it. Like, it's so crazy to me that there's this kind of complete denial that this guy was very likely mentally ill. If you don't want to say 100% he was mentally ill, I've not got a doctor's report to prove it to you, okay? But it's fair to assume that he had some sort of mental health struggles or issues, bearing in mind that he chose to burn himself to death in America, which has got some of the strongest free speech protections in the entire world, and he was in the fucking military, so he wasn't oppressed in any meaningful way. Like, there was a multitude of things he could have done. I'm repeating myself at this point. He could have gone and fought in Palestine. He could have gone and joined an aid organization and tried to help out, right? There's a whole host of things that he could have done. Yeah, sure, but the military, leaving the military is hard. Okay, what's better? Leaving the military in an inappropriate way and getting in trouble for that, or dying? Like, there's things he could have done. But for some reason, he chose not to do any of that. And decided to just torch himself. Oh yeah, the AIDS protest. The AIDS protest, man. Oh, that's another good one. We spoke about that briefly the other day, didn't we? The funny thing about that is he's not even protesting for anything that I think is particularly substantive. He's protesting because he wants some theatre group to call for a ceasefire. Today marks 84 days since the playwright Victor I. Cazares began their HIV med strike until the New York Theatre Workshop calls for a ceasefire in Gaza. I will not stop my body getting ravaged by AIDS until the New York Theatre Workshop calls for a ceasefire. Like, what difference is that going to make to anything anyway? These people are nuts, man. They're crazy. You literally cannot make this shit up. AIDS for Palestine, guys. AIDS for Palestine.
We don't believe in suicide, and we're pro mental health unless it's for a good cause. Then then go for it. You know, you hear this all the time from survivors of suicide attempts, that they have a moment of clarity that ultimately they're like, realize, I don't know if he went through that. I mean, again, his resolve was pretty apparent. But in 10 years from now, I'm pretty sure that he's more likely to say, I'm glad I'm alive and that I was stopped than not. That's my opinion. And so we need to, I don't want other people to go do that because they're inspired by him. That's my opinion, but
Chud, everyone's saying it's hard to leave the military, so it's understandable he immolated and missing that being suicidal can get you discharged. Oh! Actually, that's a good point, yeah. If you were to express severe mental health difficulty to the point of suicidal thoughts and feelings, yeah, you might well get discharged for that, mightn't you? That's a good point. Like, if he went to his superiors and said, listen, guys, I feel so depressed and upset about the plight of the Gazan people that I'm going to go torch myself at an Israeli embassy, they'd probably fucking want you out, wouldn't they? That's a BS point. How so? Yeah, exactly. And that wouldn't be a dishonourable discharge, would it? I don't think. Dishonourable discharge is if you do something substantively wrong. It's been... Okay, I don't know about that. Is this one maybe was nearly over? Okay. Medical discharge. Yeah. I think it's still dishonourable. Well, do you... Okay, but do you think that on knowledge, or do you think that just thinking
wonderful.
it? I don't know.
But how do I make money off depressed people?
The way these leftists are going at Ethan, they eat their own. It's somewhat poetic. Trust me, I am no Zionist, but it's not like Ethan was making s'mores off the burning corpse. # all lives matter.
Thank you very much for the 333. Appreciate it.
you think it's glamorizing because he's not your hero, not your martyr, not your symbol. Shadowing it in mental health is the same move as transphobes. What the fuck? Charlie, can you... this is another comment I saw. They go, if it was someone burning themselves alive for Israel, you would be saying the same thing. Are you crazy? That would be even crazier. If someone was like, I'm burning myself alive for Israel, would you?
That would actually be a lot crazier because, you know, as much as I disagree with Aaron's actions, like the American state is obviously very supportive of Israel, okay? So that would be even worse because it's like, I need to torture myself to bring attention to the plight of Israel when America give them like substantive attention, support, and all the other stuff, you know? Go outside the office of AIPAC and torture yourself. This is for Israel! Free Israel! Free Israel's got a right to defend itself! It'll be funnier. Anyway, yeah, no, of course, that'd be insane. Not only because Ethan Klein doesn't really meaningfully support Israel like that, to that extreme. It's just, yeah, that would be even crazier. Why on earth would you support that? That's even stupider, if anything. Free Israel!
You be saying the same thing? Would you be like, I disagree, but I respect it? Fuck no, you'd be tap dancing on his corpse. You'd be pissing the fire out on his body.
Yes.
Give me a break. And you know what? I would think that was crazy. I think that's bananas. You know what I mean? So no, I don't understand what you're saying. And the fact that you can't even meet me half.
Seems obvious that that's not what we would think. I don't know.
But anyway,
why
I know
do you
what
think
the
that?
I know what the conclusion of this conversation is going to be. It's going to be that Ethan's a Zionist.
Yep.
Ethan is an Israeli shill.
Yep.
Ethan is Islamophobic.
Yep.
All this types of shit that you
Dude, he knows. He knows already. He knows already because it's played out again recently with the Hassan drama. The other reason that I was interested in talking about this is because I'm kind of crossing my fingers. I'm hoping and praying that Hassan responds to this. Because if he does, then we're going to have a bit more. This could be the early March drama, possibly. But to be honest with you, I'm not sure if Hassan's going to get involved. My prediction is that he's going to stay well out of it because he wants to maintain his friendship with Ethan. He doesn't want to, I just think he's going to stay well out of it, which is fine. That's just, I don't think he's got to speak on it. It's his discretion of what he wants to do. But I just think it would be so funny if Hassan weighed in and there was this big beef that blew up between them. But what seems to be happening from what I can tell with this is it feels like Hassan recognizes this stuff is going on, but he doesn't want to kind of like cause too much issue with his friendship with Ethan. So he doesn't want to kind of get involved in it. And Ethan is like not looking to go particularly after Hassan if he can avoid it, So I don't think it's going to happen. But if it does, we're gonna have some content on our hands. Let's go. But don't hold out any hopes, is all I'll say on that.
fucking see about anybody who doesn't toe the line precisely as you want it. Not even disagreeing, frankly, just trying to have a conversation. So, in short, suck my fucking dick. How about that? Fuck you.
Yes.
Fuck you people.
Yes.
Go
Based.
somewhere else. Like, seriously, if you're that sensitive that I want to take mental health seriously, something that I've been deeply and that I've spoke out against in my whole career. I've spoken out. Has made it one of the things that defines me as a person. Okay, if you can't tolerate a conversation in good faith, then you need to go the fuck away and go to a community that is going to just tell you everything you want to hear all the time and never make you feel uncomfy. There's plenty of them out there. Go. Don't fucking be here where I'm just trying, for the most part, and that's what I was trying to do, and that's what I do in every serious situation. I try to make levity of a serious situation. I do it every time. And if you're a fan of this show, you know it. I almost take it as a challenge when we're talking about something heavy, something horrible. When I get a donation, I try to make a levity. I try to make a joke about it. That's what I did. So you're a fake fucking fan.
Yes.
Fuck you. Get lost. I'm sick of it.
Oh my God. Listen, as much as I agree, he's, cultivated a certain audience, This to me seems pretty clear that he's saying to these people to get fucked, as far as I can see. Good. It's funny as well because, it's like, it's such an internet phenomenon. When I was at this party, this time last week, damn, where's time go, for fuck's sake? But there was a person there who was like a relative of the friends whose party it was. And they work for like some sort of pro-Palestine charity or something,
but how do
right?
I make money off depressed people?
$4.99 from CamDog301. Every now and then we get a glimpse into a redeemable H3.
Yes, very true. Thank you for the super chat. But at this party, this person was talking about the conflict, and they said that they'd received a bomb threat, and and it was from an apparent like pro-Israeli person, and then they had to get police there and all this stuff. And then this contrarian guy was there, right? And he chips in and goes, well, that could have been a false flag from a pro-Palestine activist, couldn't it? Right? Which is obviously, imagine saying that online, you get absolutely torn to shreds by these fucking retarded freaks. But in the context of like an in real life interaction, it was just like a conversation. And yeah, it was like a bit heated at that point, but like you just talk about it, right? You just talk about your ideas and you can even agree to disagree and move on. But obviously on the internet, that's impossible. And if you said something like that, it would be, you might as well have just fucking pinned someone down and redacted them, because it's as bad. It's as bad. It's as bad as doing that, saying such a controversial take or opinion on the internet, you know. But yeah, in real life, it's a lot more relaxed, calm. You can have disagreements. You can agree to disagree. You know, it could be very like fractious, very disagreeable, but then you kind of move on and just keep whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and if you want to call me a Zionist, just call me the fucking K word to my face. Have some balls. Just call me a Jew, scumbag. Fuck you.
Yo, he's popping
Name
off.
another a minority that everyone would just stand by gleefully and silently. I saw this TikTok that blew my fucking mind. This girl, she's on a train in New York, and she's like, I saw these Orthodox Jews on the train, and the first thing I thought was, are they Zionists? Get the fuck away from me. I'm like, bitch, you hate Jewish people. And that had like 160,000 likes on TikTok.
Wow.
So what am I supposed to think as a Jewish person when this is a celebrated opinion, to be on a train with Jewish people and your first thought is, get the fuck away from me, without knowing a single thing about them, without talking about them? That's anti-Semitism. I'm sorry to fucking spell it out. You know, and it's sickening. And so many of you just don't care. Because, you know, horrible things are happening in Gaza, which is true, and which I've voiced repeatedly. Yeah, people are saying move on. Listen, I got to get this off my chest. It's truly...
Oh, people are saying in chat that the woman that made the video was Jewish. Okay. Well, that does sound like a bit of internalized anti-Semitism to me. Now, listen, I don't know about the video, so I can't really comment on that. Okay. But I mean, there's still a problem there. I don't really, whether or not she's Jewish or not, like looking at a bunch of, and also bear in mind, there's lots of like different sects within the Jewish faith, isn't there? So, but anyway, maybe a bit of internal Jewish politics.
Wonderful.
I can't really speak to that.
Money off depressed people.
During my day, if I ended up on a train with Jewish people, I would say to myself, I am fucked.
Austrian Painter, thank you for the 333. But in any case, you know, even if that example isn't like the best example, say, even if we agreed with that, it is true. There's a lot of content out there at the moment, okay, that is exceptionally anti-Semitic, anti-Jewish, like, and on the auspices of being anti-Zionist or something. You know, if you're not seeing it, that's fine, but you're blind. Like, I see this all the time. You know, these hardline far left communists, Marxist Leninists, etc., they do not make much effort to discern between an actual full-blown supporter of every action of the Jewish state and the government and just a regular Jewish person who's got more of a moderate take on things, right? To them, it's all the fucking same. Like I say, I get called a fucking Zionist. I'm not a Zionist. I don't fucking care. Couldn't care less about your little state one way or another, okay? But because I've made a couple of gags about things, people will call me a Zionist. So they clearly are not making that much discernment if they're willing to chuck it out to someone that doesn't even really care about the situation, you know, beyond just, yeah, it sucks that Palestine's getting fucked up, you know?
Truly, truly remarkable. She was a Jew too. Yeah, Jews can be anti-Semitic also. She was a fucking spreading anti-Semitic psychotic shit. I don't give a fuck if she was a Jew. Would you say the same thing to another minority? Like a black person on a train is like, get away from me, black people. Would you say, oh, he's black, he can say that? That's fine. No,
True.
Jews can be anti-Semitic. Jews can also be fucking hateful. I don't care that she was Jewish. It doesn't make it better. Do you think the 160,000 people liking her video were all like, oh,
true.
You know, we're all Jewish. We get it, you know? No, no. I don't fucking care that she's Jewish. She's crazed. Doesn't matter. You know?
Point.
Just don't give a fuck. She has absolutely expressed anti-Semitic views. Dude, she literally said, get away from me to a group. That's the definition of racism. If that's not it, then it doesn't exist in this world. She looked at people of of an specific identity and said, get the fuck away from me without knowing a single goddamn thing about them. I don't give a fuck that she's Jewish. Yeah, is Ollie London not homophobic because he's gay? You know what I'm saying? Is Blair White not transphobic because she's trans? None of you would agree to that. So why are you expressing such dumb fucking thoughts in my chat? Why?
Uh-oh.
Why? Is Blair White transphobic? Answer that question. And then don't fucking express such moronic shit to me, please.
I got some righties in chat not happy with the Blair White comments. Uh-oh. God, it's difficult because I am a lot more, how do I put this? I love trans people, okay? But that being said, some of the insanity online is insane to me and crazy. There was recent, okay, dude, I don't want to get too wrapped up in this, but there was this recent story where a transgender woman had murdered someone, okay? Like they killed a cat a few months ago, and more recently they killed someone fully, a human being. And the way it was reported was that not a transgender woman has done this, it was a woman has done this. But this person ended up getting put into like a male prison. I mean, you know, take a look at them. They're Asian as well, so take that what you will. But yeah, I was like, damn, like this, I can kind of understand where the gender critical people are coming from. Like, it's one thing to talk about the politeness of, you know, correctly gendering someone how they want to be gendered in a polite conversation. When it comes to reporting on a crime, I don't think it's that unreasonable to think that, dependent on the context and circumstances, like, yeah, is it worth maybe having that differentiation between saying, you know, transgender woman or, you know, something like that. I mean, that's probably the best way to do it, is to say transgender woman, and then everyone knows where they stand with it, right? I can understand, like, people don't like the idea of male being used. I get that. But I think the middle ground is to refer to them as a transgender woman. And then people are able to make their own assessment of what they think about that, you know, off their own political beliefs on the situation. But yeah. Anyway, this person seemed like a total fucking nutter from what I can tell.
It's embarrassing. Chestnuts. Play chestnuts, Zach. Please. Zionism isn't a race. Judaism is a fucking ethnicity, you idiot. Stop trying to carve out circles for you to be a fucking hateful, bigoted bitch. Fuck you. How about that, scumbag? Go ahead, play the chestnuts. Hurry. Thank you. That's the only thing that's going to save me. And you know what? I lose fans. I lose subs. I lose memberships every time I say this.
Damn.
And I gotta stand on my principles, man. And what is it I'm even saying? Let's think about it. I'm fully in support of the people of Gaza.
Uh-oh, voice crack. Ethan lost.
And I gotta stand on my principles, man. And what is it I'm even saying? Let's think about it. I'm fully in support of the people of Gaza. I'm with all of them. I'm with all you guys.
I tell you what, Ethan's getting quite animated there when he realizes, okay, no, come on. I'm only messing around. Yeah, I mean, it's insane that like and this, I think, maybe along with some of the other stuff that happened recently, it does feel like he's maybe kind of recognizing here. And I think the Vosh stuff, I think probably helped him maybe come to this understanding too. But like, he's got a bunch of freaks around him, a bunch of leftoid retard freaks that has been cultivated over time of, you know, his kind of pivot towards a more progressive, you know, it's kind of like he's done the iDubbbz thing, but he hasn't gone full iDubbbz. And so there's still a bit of room for him to maneuver and be critical of like some of the crazy shit that he's seeing. But yeah, it seems like he is kind of going a bit against this iDubbbz direction of like just completely laying down
that's
to the
wonderful.
woke
How do I make money
ideology or
off
whatever.
depressed people?
Chud, here's a question for a person who wants to be a woman and pretends to be a woman, closer to being a woman if they chop their dicks off.
Thank you for the 420. Nice question. I'd say Well, first of all, that's not what the surgery actually is, okay? But secondly, I mean, probably, I guess I'd say, yeah. I need to be careful, man. This is the trans stuff is a very touchy topic, okay? But yeah, sure. I don't know. I don't really know. I don't really have many take, like, what is a woman, what isn't a woman. I'm not into that whole fucking discourse about it, right? I just think if you want to be seen as a woman in society, then you need to make some efforts to appear to be a woman. Okay? That's my basic take on it. Also, I'm a chaser. Yes, I'm a chaser. Okay, cool. I'm only fucking around. Let's continue.
My take was, let's be a little thoughtful of Jewish people, and also let's also be mindful that suicide is bad and contagious. Suicide is contagious. You guys know that? That's a phenomenon.
I didn't know that.
It is. When Kurt what's this Nirvana guy's name?
Kurt Cobain.
Kurt Cobain killed himself. There was like tons of people who killed themselves right
Really?
afterwards. Yeah. That's you know what I mean? Keep the chestnuts going. It's the only thing that's going to pull me out of this. If you have any other ones too, just keep them running. That's what I need. Charlie's got more to say. My partner is Jewish, and they're going through a tough time as well. We talk a lot about the war. Oh, the El Salvadorian war and the stark similarities. What is happening? Yeah. Yes, Blair's a transphobe. Okay, thank you, Charlie. See, we came through.
This guy clearing out Hassan's audience certainly feels that way. Well, the thing is, right? People say that Kurt Cobain was trans because he sometimes wore dresses, which is more of a punk dynamic to me. Okay, but obviously, when you read about the end of his life, I think that argument makes a lot more sense, doesn't it? Hey, you don't know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm trying to say there? You got no idea. I wasn't talking about what... Anyway, listen. Let's just relax a little bit, okay? But in any case, you know, there is this... Oh, Charmo, you looking to give me some money? Dude, let's go! The Schizo Bucks. I'm all up for it, mate. Let me put the link in chat for you. But yeah... I don't want to get bogged down in agenda stuff, but there is a not unsubstantial portion of lefties or whatever that will try and argue that Kurt Cobain was a trans individual, which to me is stupid. But anyway.
Through to Charlie. Thank you. I love you, Charlie. That's all I want is a conversation. I don't want to be shouted out that I'm a Zionist. For you know... And like, if I wasn't a Jew, if I wasn't Israeli, half Israeli, or what, I'm American, but I have Israeli citizenship. Would people be screaming at me that I'm a Zionist? If I was like, let's be careful about mental health and not encourage it. No. It's time to look in the mirror. You're a fucking anti-Semitic person.
Uh-oh.
I know, because being racist is the worst thing in your life. It's the worst thing you can be in your world. And yet here we are, calling me a Zionist. Keep it going, man. Anouk is the only one that can save us. Do you see what I'm doing? I'm trying to make light of a heavy, difficult topic. That's what I fucking did.
What are you talking about? That was one trans person on TikTok. See, this is the problem that I've got with those kind of takes. Okay? First of all, we've seen how what is an extreme fringe take at the edge of like normal discourse can become normalized when it gets posted initially as a crazy take on Twitter. But even if it's just one person, I've seen other people that have spoken about this. But on top of that as well, the people that are liking, sharing and engaging with it and commenting on it, that are agreeing with it, that's not just one person, is it? I'm not saying it's a widely held belief. I'm not saying that the entirety of the left wing believe this, but I'm just saying there is a not unsubstantial, small element of like the lefty trans people that think that, right? Or will argue that.
So go be angry. This is your time. This is your chance. Go be angry.
I feel like I learned a long time ago saying like no one is saying that, or one person is saying that, is a mistake. Because any crazy take that you can think of, there are quite a few people that are saying it. There are more people than you would want to see saying that are saying that take, right? That's just the nature of the internet. You get these total freak retards that have got crazy takes on things.
Go to Twitter. Be with your people. Now is your chance. You've been waiting. Celebrate. It's time to call Ethan a Zionist and a racist and a fucking genocidal freak. You can run in the pastures with your friends. Ethan's genocidal. Hold hands and skip in the daisies. Smell the beautiful air of Ethan being a genocidal Zionist. And then when you're done, you can handle my circumcised, tiny Jewish cock delicately into your mouth.
Bro, he's going
like
off.
A miniature, what do you call those kosher hot dogs that everyone loves?
Hebrew National?
Like a little Hebrew National appetizer plate with a toothpick in it. That's what my dick is. And you're going to delicately put it in your mouth.
Man.
And you're going to like it. Enjoy.
Okay, based.
Enjoy, everybody. Let the haters feast. I'm here for you. Let us all enjoy. It's Shabbat. After all, it's Friday. Let's feast. Let's break the challah.
He is literally going off on this. This is based. It's difficult because I just can't, obviously I'm watching this because I wanted to see the Frogan stuff and like his response. I just kind of agree with him. I don't know. Like he's just right. He's just right about this stuff. The only people that disagree are the people that he's criticizing who are like freaking out being retards on Twitter. That's it. Or, I mean, some cases beyond that, you've got the protests and shit that have happened, But...
Let's, you know what I mean? Let's have a drink. It's time to feast. Happy Friday, everybody. Thank you, Zach. I'm ready to move on. Thank you. Any comments? I know people always say, I want to give it, if anyone wants to say anything.
Thoughts and prayers, everybody.
Thoughts or prayers, throw them up. Now's the time. Thank you. Thank you, Megan, for the gifted.
Dude, you know what's going to happen to Hassan, don't you? See, I think that in a logical setting and scenario, right, as much as it can be with Hassan, I think Hassan is not going to want to talk about this. But his chat is going to be a bunch of drama frogs that are like, oh, Hassan, you got to talk about Ethan Klein having to go at Frogan. And he maybe might kick off and be like, oh my God. But yeah, I reckon he's going to stay out of it. But people are probably going to try and provoke him for a response. Yeah, Ethan is funnier than Hassan, that's true. But yeah, I think my prediction is that the friendship is valued and treasured above that. So I think he's going to try and avoid it. And maybe we'll see Leftovers return later on down the line for like the election or something. But yeah, we will see. God, I bet Hassan's subreddit is popping off at the moment. Oof! Listen, I do want to talk about other stuff today, so we're not going to get into the subreddit shit. But yeah, I hear that there's a lot of fractious discourse happening over on Ethan's subreddit, a H3 subreddit at the moment.
Zionist. She must be a Zionist to gift me right now. Zionism. She must be a Jew. She's probably a Jew. Yeah. Thank you. And by the way,
Anouk must be a Zionist.
He's singing
so much on this show. It's
true. This one's exciting. I would be so much better off not even talking about this stuff, but I can't help it. I got to speak my fucking mind. That's who I am. That's what I've always been. And that's why you guys watch this show, frankly. And as far as Jews go, I'm about as un-Jewish as they come. Okay? I don't fucking care about any...
Yeah, we, this is how we found that, well, I saw that some retard Hassan fucking cocksleeve account had tweeted out the clips of Ethan Klein talking about it. And then they got suspended for like a day or something, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I saw this. Dude. A whole ass hater subreddit is nuts, man. Jesus Christ. I love the fact as well that they're trying to. Okay, I'm getting suckered into the Reddit stuff. I'm not getting into all the Reddit shit. It's too much. Okay, honestly, I do not care what Redditors have got to say most of the time. Okay, I'll make an exception sometimes, but Redditors, they're that box of maggots that I was talking about the other day that are to be ignored. But yeah, you've got. It's funny. Oh, you're a Zionist. Here's a bunch of like unrelated stuff that apparently proves you're a Zionist. They mean the person whose wife served in the IDF, went on a raid, and has never once expressed regret for it. Oh, bro. Jesus, man. These people are insane. Finish your thought. What thought? I can't remember what my thought was. Yeah, these people are just insane. They're totally unhinged. They're so far removed from like normal, polite society and discourse. They, just indulge in the worst traits of their despicable mental illnesses on the internet, basically. I think that forced institutionalization and therapy is probably the best thing we can hope for these people. And the worst thing, I probably can't get into that right now.
Any of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's talk about Willy Wonka.
You are removed from the reality of what is going on politically. Well, if that's true, I'm glad, because I don't want to be a mentally ill freak like you melting down on a subreddit because Ethan had a take that I disagree with. Thank you very much.
Is Willy Wonka a Zionist? That's the real question. Was the Candyland an allegory for...
Chud, just go and look at endless fucking streams of Palestinian children torn to shreds, and then you'll be insane too. No, I'll give that a miss, thank you very much. I'm just going to sit here, make content, make some money, and have a good time.
Apartheid Israel?
Mm.
Probably not. Probably not. But you never know.
What's that music?
Anyway, is that it? I guess that's it, isn't it? Yeah.
Right.
I think you are.
Accreditation. That part is super scammy.
Anyway, so there we go. Damn, we got a good segment out of that.